Hey, hi, hello, it's Samantha here of Samantha Sutherland Arts and Books. How are you doing? Happy New Year, happy 2024. I just thought I'd come along a little bit quickly because I'm going to be making a full-length video. I don't know how long it'll be next week, who knows, but I'm not sure which day. I'm waiting for an order, which I'm really looking forward to, and I can't wait to share it with you. So I thought very quickly I would introduce you to something that has something to do with the title of my channel, Art and Books. This isn't to do with art, and it's a book. I heard about this particular artist a couple of years ago and kind of kept coming across the artwork, and then over the last week, I don't know why, I think maybe being really ill and just being a bit bored, stuck in the house, I started looking at her artwork again, and I bought a book of her artwork. I am waiting for a biography book of hers, and that is still on its way to being delivered. I ordered that one from World of Books, which is where I get most of my books from, because obviously they deal in second-hand books, and sometimes it's good to give a second-hand book a loving new home. There might even be third, fourth, or even 10th-handed books, but it's good to give home to old books. That way there's less of them out there. And I don't know why I'm rambling, I do apologise. Anyway, this particular artist, she was known as, I hate this term, outsider artist, because she was disabled and she was self-taught, and to me she was just an artist who happened to have learnt by herself. She would paint on any surface that she could find, and when she ran out of surfaces in her house, her husband would find things for her to paint on, and he became kind of her unofficial art dealer in a way. I don't know too much about this particular artist because I'd come across her in kind of passing, and like I said, I'm waiting for the book. This particular book, though, does have a little bit of blurb on her. The artist I'm talking about is Maud Lewis, and the book I'm talking about is Paintings for Sale. This was put together by Sarah Milroy, and I got this one off eBay. I was lucky enough to get it for about 20-ish, 21-ish pounds and some loose change. Amazon do have it, but for a couple of quid more, and there are copies still on eBay as far as I know. I will find a link for this book, or if one nearest to it. I don't know if I can because I think I got the last copy, I'm not sure. So Maud Lewis was an artist who lived in Nova Scotia, and she was kind of dumped by her family. She'd gone to live with a relative, and when she came back after I think she went there when her parents had died, but when she went back to her home, her siblings kind of said, yeah, we're selling the house. So she was left to fend for herself. And she was known as Maud Dowley, and she married Everett Lewis. So then she became Maud Lewis. She married him after answering a help wanted sign, and she didn't want to just live with him. Apparently he was somewhat lecherous and a shifty character. She married him on January the 26th after a brief courtship, and she took his name. Their marriage lasted until her death from pneumonia in 1970 at age 67, which is quite sad really, because that's not very old, and she was a very talented person. She was a very talented artist, which is why I see her literally as a self-taught artist. It's why I hate the term outsider artist. Many artists are self-taught, let's face it. And she painted scenes in and around Nova Scotia, and she was quite a prolific painter. She would paint on any surface she could find in the house, and when she'd run out of surfaces, her husband then would find things for her to paint on, and he cut them down to size and she would paint on them. She painted all sorts of things, including things like the docks in Nova Scotia, and I have a couple of favourite paintings myself. And this, in case you're wondering, and I did share this book on Instagram. So this is Maud Lewis with one of her artworks. She the house that she painted, that she lived in, is actually in a museum to do with her life and her artwork, which I thought was really nice and really lovely that they saved the house. This is one of my favourite paintings. This particular one is called Sandy Cove. It was painted in the late 1940s, early 1950s. Another favourite one are these two. It's this one of them is called Sandy Cove in Autumn, which is this one. And the second one is called Scene Near Bear River in the 1960s, painted in the 1960s. I absolutely adore autumn, and it's my favourite time of year, and I think my favourite paintings are her autumn paintings. This one is an autumn scene, Bear River as well, and there's no date on this one, so possibly about the same time as the previous one. And my daughter has favourites as well. She really likes the cat paintings, and I think they're very, very sweet. They're very cheery and very cheerful. So she painted black cats and white cats. I can see why my little girl loves them. They are beautiful. She signed all of her work Maud Lewis. She used a very colourful palette. Even the autumn ones and even the winter ones, they're very cheery colours, very cheerful colours. And when you look at them, I mean, I can't help but smile because they're so beautiful. They do put a smile on your face. They're cheerful. And considering she would have been in quite a lot of pain, she must have been quite a cheerful person to have painted in a very cheerful way. So these are two particular ones are her winter paintings. So this one is Oxen Hauling Logs, mid-1950s, and the other one is Maple Syrup Gathering, so this is Maple Syrup Gathering, 1960s. And the colour palette is just so bright and so beautiful and so cheerful. And it makes you smile when you look at it. They are just absolutely beautiful. And this one is called The Blacksmith, circa 1966-1967. So if you're looking for a new artist, and here's the back of the book as well, which I love this one. So if you're looking for a new artist to obsess about, or you want to learn more about this specific artist, I will find some information. There's lots of information on the web, but I'll find a little bit and I will link it below. I just thought you might like to be introduced to a new artist you may or may never have heard of, and which is a shame that she's not more widely known because she was an amazing artist, and it just seems very sad that this is an artist who I think is a little bit overlooked, really. Her artist comes under the heading of folk art, and I absolutely adore folk art, and this is one of my favourite folk artists. I have many favourite artists such as Frida Kahlo and Helen Frankenthaler, Ghislaine Howard and Bertha Morisot, but this is my new obsession for at least the new year anyway, because I'm really looking forward to learning more about her and reading more about her. And yeah, so, and also the other artists that I have mentioned, especially people like Ghislaine Howard, I have a book of hers which I want to do a video of my favourite art books, which I will show that in because it's one of my favourite art books. It's one of the few that I've read cover to cover. So yeah, so this is the paintings sale of Maud Lewis, put together by Sarah Milroy. If you're looking for a new artist to look into this month for the new year, then I hope that maybe you might look at Maud Lewis and show her a little bit of love, because her artwork, it really deserves to be seen by a wider audience. And I'll probably share this book again when I do my favourite art books, and hopefully by then I'll have a little bit more information about her, and I'll know just a little bit more with the book that I've ordered. It hasn't come yet, but it will be here by the time I do that video, hopefully. So until the next time, I will say goodbye. Stay warm, stay cozy, happy painting, happy reading, and happy crafting, whatever it is that you like to do. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Have a great evening and have a great weekend. I'll see you later. Bye bye, everybody.